In this video, I will solve 5 most common Excel interview problems. Wherever possible, I'll try to provide multiple solutions for the same problem. If you want to try and follow along, you can find the link for the same file from the description below, and I will also provide the solution workbook in the same link. If you want to try, download the file and follow along. So let's get to the Excel. We have here first problem. It's for the multiple match criteria. So let's see here. We have item, size, color, and price, and we need to find the price based on 3 different criteria. Let's try. Let's first try the easiest one that only works on our Excel 365 and above, which is a super easy. We do not have to write complex formulas, just one, that is X lookup. Once this is done, I will try to solve with one other formulas as well. For this one, it's when I enter X lookup, it always provides us direction. For example, in this case, it's looking for the first lookup value, second argument lookup array, third return array, and then a lot of other argument which is optional. How do we know it's optional? Because of the square braces in them. Whichever does not have square braces is a mandatory argument we have to provide in order to get the solution. But wherever there is a square braces, we can either ignore it, or if we ignore it, we'll pick up the default value. So that's where we're good to go. If you want to dig more into the formulas, you can click on this FX button, and it will provide a window, and it will also guide you through what it does, all the definition for it. Similarly, for this lookup array, return array, if not found, this is one. Also, you can click on the help on this button. It will take you to the Microsoft home page, Microsoft documentation page, and also that there will also be a video link where you can go through, understand how this particular formula works. You can have this for any formula that exists in Excel. So let's get back to the formula X lookup. So now we do not have a single lookup value. In this case, we have 3 lookup values. First one is hoodie, second is large, third is red. It's all in a drop down. You can see it changes, so we need to make it dynamic as well, which is going to be dynamic. So let's go for X lookup value. So let's say we have 3 lookup value. Let's just combine all 3. How can we combine it? By using ampersand and large and red. So we have done that. Hoodie, large, red. So can we have these values combined as well? Let's just try it out here. Let's just say we want to combine this entire range and size and blue. Now when I press enter, I have this same value, similar structure. Both the values, my lookup value and lookup array, will look exactly same. So we're going to use similar principle to solve this problem. Let's get back to X lookup again, and for the lookup value, it says hoodie, ampersand large, ampersand red, all 3 cells. Now my lookup value is done. It's asking for a lookup array. So for lookup array, we need to combine all 3. Similarly, we did exact same principles. So I'm going to select first column ampersand, second column ampersand, third column. So now it's asking for a return array, which you can see here, return array, from where I want the results. So results will be my price. So now I have selected it, press enter, and it's done. I have the solution. If I go for t-shirt, for example, I have 600, t-shirt large 600, done. This is done. This is the one way to solve a problem. Let's just put it up, one solution one, the formula below. Let's try to have it for the solution one. Let's try the another solution that is using index match as explained in here. It's a little complicated, but understanding how these index match works in this scenario help you solve a lot of complicated problems. So do make sure you go through this index match formula. First, I'm gonna explain how match works, and then I get to the index. For match to work, first understand how we're gonna pick up these values. First, let's assume these values here. Let's just copy the header. We're not using these for the merge. I'm just gonna resize this to a smaller one. I'm gonna copy it here. Let's just say this is too big, so I do not need right now a smaller one. So now I have here 3 columns here. Let's just assume these are where we will have our values. So let's just find out when we receive the match. How can I get the match? Let's say if we put up simple equal to equals, then we can work with that entire range. I've selected entire range equals t-shirt. Now I have these true false, so that means t-shirt has been found in first position. Second, we did not found a t-shirt, that's why it's false on the third position. That is third row of the data set. We found t-shirt, and again on the fourth found t-shirt, and then all false. Similarly for the size, let's do for the size large values equals here this cell, enter, and now we know that we found large in a third position and in a sixth. This is in a sixth position, third and sixth we have large. And for the color we do the same stuff here, equals red. Now we found here in the third position, and seventh and eighth position we have red color that we have. So now we can see to get the results, it has to be true in all 3 cases. If you look at everything, we can find only one true. We can see there is a 2 true, but this is the only case where we have all 3 true. That's where we will pick up matching values through match. So to understand how match works, we need to understand first thing, true is 1 and false is 0 in our Excel. So let's just multiply all 3 values. Let's just multiply all 3 values. Just say I'm multiplying this, not ampersand, multiply all 3 values. What the result we will get? We get 0. Let's go back to downwards. Let's copy it. So we see there's only one results, only one time. Whenever there is a match, we see 1. Whenever there is no match, we see this changes to this position. You can see we have a match 1. So now let's say now what I've done is I have this array, and I have converted this array into 0 1 0 1, and wherever we have whichever rows, in this case 8th row, whichever rows have 1 in them is the location of the row we need output from. For example, in this case we need output from here in the last row. So what match does is, what we do is use match to find the position of this 1. So we need to position up all these things, but match we can't have we can't search or multiple values from the match. So what we do true false, we do kind of mathematical we create mathematical condition here similar to this one, and search for the 1 values. 1, that is I'm looking for 1. I'm not looking for hoodie, large, red, nothing else. I'm just looking for 1 in the newly generated array 1, and my lookup array is this is the 1, and then it's looking for a match type. I will always look for exact match and then press enter. Now I have position 8th. So now if I change this to t-shirt, let's just say t-shirt, now I change this to third position, and now I have what it takes to solve this problem. Now what I will do, I will just combine all these 3 first. Let's just combine all these 3. What I have done, multiply 3 values. So what I need to do, all 3 values first. Here I need to have this thing, I will do it in a parenthesis, inside a parenthesis, because I need to do a multiplication, so it will be much easier. We have a multiplication inside a parenthesis. Then t-shirt first thing done. For the second one, that is going to be size. So inside of the parenthesis I made the size equals large value, and for the third color I'll do the same thing, which is I'm doing everything in the inside a parenthesis equals red. Now I have this error is showing spell because there is some data set that I need to remove. Now my formula is ready. If I put this inside of the match, now I no longer require these array. Instead I can put up these values here. Now it's returning 3. So what we need to do, if I run index, it's looking for an array. This is my array, and in my case result is first, second, third. Isn't that correct? Third, we need 3. Which way, how we can get 3? From here, and I can close the bracket here as well, because as you can see it's optional argument. And if we selected multiple columns, then we need to provide column number, otherwise we can leave it and we can still get the results. But it's not complete formula. As you can see, it's referred to this cell. So what we need to do, we need to copy entire cell, move here, remove M7 reference, this is M7 reference, and paste match formula here. And now we have the solution. So let's just move here, and if I change the hoodie, it will change the price and it will work. So let's try one more time. Let's solve same problem again without going anywhere at all. How complicated that will be. Let's just start with the index equals index is looking for an array. So this time I will select 4 columns instead of 1. So we'll need to fetch the result from 4th column. So we need to provide column argument this time. For the row number, I will put up match, and my lookup value will be 1 and not in hoodie large or red. Lookup value will be 1 because I will generate another array, that is first equals item range equals item value multiplied by, again braces parenthesis, size range equals size value bracket close parenthesis close multiplied and then open parenthesis, color range equals color value close parenthesis, and then this is the lookup array in the match formula. This is where we can see where you are right now by looking at this highlighted value, bold highlighted. We are in a lookup array in a match formula. Now it's looking for a match type, that is going to be exact match bracket close. And now row number is done. We can see here row number, we have just entered the row number. Now it's looking for a column number. In this case, because we have selected array from A to D 1 2 3 4, so we need result from the 4th column. Then press enter and we have the solution ready. This is the second solution. First solution we have already discussed here. Both the solutions are here. Let's go to the problem number 2. Hyundai. Here we need to create a dynamic drop down. That means if manufacturer is Hyundai, it will select from these. Second drop down will generate results from these range, and if manufacturer is selected Maruti, its second drop down should generate results from here. So to do that, we need to what we need to do is we need to define these ranges. For example, these ranges currently it's A12 selecting. So what we need to do, let's just copy the Hyundai. Just spelling has to be accurate, otherwise it does not work properly. So I select the Hyundai and just go to the formula, press enter the values and press hit enter. And once I do, these ranges name changes. Similar for the Maruti, let's just copy the Maruti, and if I select these, go to the formula bar, paste the values, hit enter, and I am done with it. Now last for a Honda, and similarly same thing, I will select entire data set and then go to the formula bar, enter, done. And now I have all 3 values ready. For the manufacturer, what we do, I will go to data, and on the data validation tab, this is the data validation. Go to data validation. From the drop down, I will select list, and on the list I will select these 3 range. That is I need to click here, it will create a smaller pop-up, and then that select this range and press OK. Now I have the drop down Hyundai, or this one. Now for the next one, we'll again need to go here. What we need to understand, let's just write out one equal to indirect. We will use indirect formula. Reference text will be this one, and then bracket close. We have one. Now let's just change it to something else. Let's just change it to something else. Maruti, it changes. So this is the formula we need, indirect C7. Let's just copy the same formula, go to this cell, car model, data validation. In this case again we need to select list, and on the source we need to paste the same formula and press done. And now we have Alto, and if I change from Maruti to Honda, I will get a result jazz and other stuff, city, jazz, stuff. So this is how we can do it. Second problem done. Let's move on to the third problem. It's asking to separate domain and username from the email address, that is make.com from before, that is we have delimiter here at the rate. So there is one formula in Excel 365 latest formula, that is going to be text split, which is text split. We can have it. It's looking for a text, and that is for the column delimiter, that is split into column. If we put a row delimiter, split into multiple rows. For now we will only consider column delimiter, that is we can see it is at the rate. So we put up at the rate inside of the inverted commas because it's a text values, and then press enter, and now we have all the values here done. This is one solution. Let's just put up this is one easiest solution. Let's just move on to the next one. I will put up another solution here, you can refer to just for the sake of the video. Now we have conditional formatting. We need to apply conditional formatting here depending on the values. For the 0 to 50 it should be red, 51 to 80 it should be orange. So let's just select entire range here. Let's go to home, let's go to conditional formatting, and we can't use any of the highlighted cells, so we need to create new rules. On the new rules there is a multiple thing. We can create all formula format cell based on their value. So in this case we will use we will format cell based on its own values. So for this we will click here, and it doesn't work. It's for the format cell that contains these values. So let's just pick up cell value. We are picking up cell values, and it should be between, this is between 0 and 50, but understand here it's looking for a 50%, not a 50. So we can't enter 50, it should be 0.5. 0.5 is a 50%. It's highlight, it's looking for a highlighting. So for the red, 0 to 50 is going to be red color. We're gonna pick up a fill, and we're gonna put a red color. We're gonna select, press OK, and then it's done. We selected done. Now it's all below 50 is red. Now looking for a 51 to 80. And now again we go to new rules. It's only cell that contains cell value between 51 to 80. Format should be, let's just say orange. Let's go for the format. Let's for the color, this should be orange. I believe this has to be orange color, so let's just go with it. Let's just go for proper orange. Let's go with proper orange, that is more colors. Let's go with the I think this is a good orange color. Let's just go with it. Done. Now when I press enter, it did not work. Why? Let's just go manage rules. Because I entered 51 to 80, not 0.5, which I just explained. That is, this has to be 0.51 to 0.8 because this is percentage. Now when I press enter, it's done. So now it's 81 to 100, that is 81%, that is going to be green. Enter new rule. Cell contains between 0.81 to 100, it's 1 format values, that will be green color. I will leave it as it. Okay. And now we have liquid text. Wherever there is a text, it's highlighted at dark blue. For the text, what we need to do, go to new rule. What's the formula? Determine the cell format. So we cannot actually do it from here. So we can also use no blanks. It's also work because we already have a lot, but we could do with the last option. Here's the formula. So we're gonna use equals, we're going to enter first cell, that is A9. We're not going to lock it. It has to move based on our current location. If we lock it, it will refer to first cell. If you don't leave it as it is without $sign, it will refer to current cell, whichever cell we are in the entire range. Let's say we are looking at this cell, it checks for its own value and then works up. So just for this, we will just text is text is text. Yeah, if it is text format, it's going to be dark blue. Done, press OK, and all the text have been dark blue. This one is done. Let's go to last problem. Here we have name, team manager name, and count of team manager. What it is asking for is, for example, let's just use a filter by Control Shift L, and let's just select first team manager. What it is asking for is, it should be Eddie Brock 1, Eddie Brock 2, Eddie Brock 3, Eddie Brock 4, Eddie Brock 5, and same for all team manager name. So to do that, let's just do the running count. To do running count, we're gonna do countif function. For this case, we will only select first cell. I'm gonna explain why first here and this. So now if I copy this form, drag this formula down, let's say instead of drag this formula down, we can see here it's B6 and it changes to B7. So I want this B6 to change. If I go to next one, it should be B7. First I want this first one to be selected as it is, so that countif will count for first Gohan San as first, and then second one it will pick up as first count, and then second one as a second, so that it will both be considered in the second one. Third one, all three will be considered, but the first one it only considered one. So now I have this formula ready. I'll just copy this formula down, and I have this first, second, third. If I pick up anyone that will be Gohan as well, it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 here. But I need one more thing. I need team manager name -1. So for that, what I will do, I think this formula isn't copied properly. What I will do is I will select the cell Gohan San ampersand, and now I'm going to combine multiple text. First I will combine dash and then ampersand and the serial numbers. Now I have all the requirements ready. So this is it. This is all 5 problems. You can download the file from the description below and follow along. I will upload the solution workbook as well.